Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Ross County Career Mod. It has been a bit of a stranger day today for me. I woke up at like 4:30, so um, the upload was kind of bound to end up going up a wee bit late, but still wanting to try and stick to my word. Um, Although it probably will be the last upload for a few days, um, as tomorrow um, I'll be streaming, which means I won't be uploading unless I upload tomorrow and then have another 2 days off, because essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to be away for a couple of days, and on those couple of days I won't be able to upload. So yeah, basically just means that I don't think I'll be able to upload for another 4 days. Gotta go to I believe it's called like an enchanted forest, um, over the course of, well, the 10th till the 12th, I believe it is. So that'd be decent. Uh, Still unsure on really what's going to happen. It's meant to be raining, which could affect how the day goes, but that's neither here nor there. We're here for the career mode. Um, so we have games against Hamilton, uh, Hibs, Rangers, and that may be it. St Mirren as well. St Mirren we play St Mirren, um, Hibs, Rangers, and Hamilton. So um, yeah, I feel like we had a pretty solid game against Hamilton. Uh, we managed to get Vinter on. I don't remember if it was his debut or not, but that previous shot just there was quite a decent one, and it was from Vinter himself. I don't know whether to call him Vinter or Winter, but yeah, he's yeah, still a bit weak. I think for my liking, I like my players to be quite strong, and it seems like strength seems to be um, pretty important in this game. And I know the game has been out for, I don't know, about 2 weeks now, but that's definitely how it feels now. So next game, Aberdeen. Okay, maybe I didn't play. I'm right. I've confused myself now, and I've confused the gameplay up. But we play Aberdeen, who I think are sort of top six, maybe. They should be top six anyway. That's what I would expect Aberdeen to be. Good wee chance here for Ross Stewart, but he manages to hit it wide, unfortunately. Um, I hope that the team grows quite quickly, because everybody's still sort of, you know, I don't think there's anybody hitting 70 rated yet. Um, we have Bjarnason, who's 69 rated, um, but he's 31, and I know they've spoke about the uh, dynamic potential, but I don't think it's really going to affect older players as much as they would want them to, because if it's going to take a whole season um, for a player's potential to be changed, it's still going to go down within that season anyway, their overall, despite how happy they are and all that, and it seems to be dead strict, which is an issue in my opinion. But we beat Aberdeen, and they seem quite devastated by that actually. I don't know if that was their first loss or anything like that, but I doubt it. I think the only team that were close to being unbeaten would have been Hibs at this point. Hibs top of the table for quite a while, um, and I believe they still are top of the table. They're playing really well. We rotated the team, gave Vinter his first start. We have Gravosti at centre back in this game as well. I have to highlight, because I don't think I highlighted it very well in the selected clips, but Gravosti was fantastic. Um, it's just a shit because we do have a bunch of like 64 rated defenders, and although I should probably be trying to rotate them round as much as possible, um, I don't think um, I don't think it's possible to play them because I've got the captain who is one of my centre backs, and then I've got Bojikov as the other centre back who's just a cut above the rest really, 68 rated, so difficult to it's a difficult decision to drop either the captain or just the best player. Another very close chance here for us. We were absolutely all over them at this point until they got this wee chance here where they should have scored, but luckily the post helps us out and Gravosti clears up out to Kelly, and then we get on the attack again just before half time. Sanogo cuts inside, tries to cut inside, puts it into Stewart. Stewart strikes. Really shouldn't have had that, but it's his 7th goal of the season. Just about to go into half time. Just about to go in 1-0 up. And of course, there won't be any time for St Mirren to come back in this half, so they'll need to wait for the second half for them to crawl back into the game if they ever have a chance to. Whether we will or not is a different story. Should have been 2-0 if Sanogo had a right foot, that is, because he is left footed after all. His partnership with Ross Stewart though does feel very good. Speaking of Ross Stewart, he is on the ball on the other side, near post. That's his 8th goal of the season, gets himself a brace in this game. 78th minute, I think it's probably a bit too late for St Mirren to come back in it, but we can't really say that too much because, you know, even in this series, I think it was Aberdeen that managed to crawl all the way back into the game, so can't really say too much too soon, considering we've already suffered awful defeats. You know, to the hands of certain opposition. I think Aberdeen have probably done that days before, to be honest. Now that I think about it, sort of thinking about in the past career modes that we've done, it's probably happened. But this is what the table is looking like. Aberdeen in 8th, surprisingly, 5 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. Kelly in 7th, Rangers in 6th. They're sort of sloppy. Hearts, then us, then Celtic, and St Mirren. Only 5 points between 2nd and 8th though, so still pretty open for 2nd place, that is. Whereas Hibs are like 7 points clear. So Hibs are really the team to beat. And speaking of Hibs, it's Hibs we have next, and this is basically the best starting lineup that I felt we could line up at this point. I ended up putting Gravosti in because I felt like he played really well. And Bobby Burns still isn't back yet, and I felt like, well, he is technically back, but I didn't want to play him in this game because this is like a huge game, and I didn't want to, you know, possibly injure him, because he definitely will get game time. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Especially after that goal that he scored against Celtic, that was sublime. I'm going to try not to talk about Celtic too much after what happened on Sunday. and plus it's just, yeah, we'll move on from that. Hibs was very tough though, I have to say, and they proved it by going in, basically doing what we done in Aberdeen in the last game, scoring just on no, St Mirren, um, scoring at half time, and then we're having to try and find a way to crawl back into the game. Um, but it was really difficult to try and keep the ball properly. As you can see, when we do win the ball, we end up giving it back, and then they score two. It was just a very tough game against Hibs, which I should have expected really, and obviously that's going to be a big drawback for us. Had a decent chance at the very end of the game, but it was our first loss in 8 games, I think it was. So yeah, had a good read on a form. Hopefully, we don't end up hitting a bad run of form right off the back of it, because that would be dreadful. And the thing that isn't helping that is that the next game would be up against Rangers. I believe this is the final game of the episode. Pretty sure it is. Again, pretty strong lineup. I put Fraser back into the back line, and Burns is playing again. Right next to each other in the table, we have one more point than them, because we have one more game than them, and they've drawn 2 more. So no go though. 4 goals in 3 games. Pretty solid stat there for the number 10. Very happy with the signing of Sonogo though. He's been very, very solid for us. And here he is again. Just getting into those positions. If only his finishing was better. If his finishing was better, probably could have, you know, put loads and loads and loads of teams away, like much, much quicker. Don't know why the keeper's not just catching that. Keeper should be catching that all day long, but decides against it and punches it out. But thankfully the corners and crosses in this are pants. Good save there from the keeper though, to be fair. That's something a lot of people have been saying though, is we need to, or I guess EA need to sort the crossing and the heading out in this game, because it's, I know obviously that crossing and heading was really overpowered if you done it a certain way in the previous FIFA, but surely they'll be able to fix it and make it fair and not just impossible to score one. But that's Sinogo's 5th goal just after half time this time, to get the goal, which is pretty decent until the other team goes and score 10 minutes later. Didn't manage to keep a lead anywhere near as long as we did last time. Actually, I'm trying to think if we were even ahead for that long last time. It might have been less time last time, because I mean last time we had like, well, spoilers, last time we had a 90th minute winner from a throw-in, which is obviously fantastic, especially as a Celtic fan, to take that away from Rangers, but in the end it ended up being a 1-1 draw at Ibrox. So unfortunately we don't manage to pull ahead from them, and I think that would keep us both at what was it, 5th and 6th place. Both of us dropping points there, sadly. But yeah, next game in the next episode will be up against Celtic, and if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. As I say every single episode now really, Feel free to follow me on Twitch now. The link will be in the description because I'll probably be streaming there tomorrow. Um, Also, we're still one sub away from 100, so a wee subscription would go a very long way for me. It'd have absolute um, an absolutely brilliant achievement. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you later.